Hi, I'm Marissa Kozlov. Welcome back for another eMarketer Industry Voices, where we bring you perspective on how marketers are working through challenges and what they envision for the future. With me today is Duncan Blair, Vice President of Marketing at Article. Duncan, nice to see you.
Hey Marissa, great to be here.
Duncan, as work from home and shelter in place became the norm over the last year, home improvement and home design became almost a mainstream hobby. It seemed that all of a sudden, people were just not happy with their surroundings. How did Article pivot its marketing and targeting to embrace this trend?
Well, thankfully, Marissa, we were really positioned well going into the pandemic, if you like. Article's about helping people create beautiful modern spaces. And so as everyone found themselves sitting at home, maybe thinking a little bit more about their sofa or their outdoor space or their bedroom or the places they were spending more time in, we were really a natural fit for people who were thinking about, hey, should I take the time that I have right now to redo some of these spaces? And so rather than pivoting, it was a case of maybe getting more aggressive in the positioning that we already occupied. In many ways, everyone was suddenly playing on our field when maybe before they'd been more interested in sort of the traditional furniture shopping experience.
Right. I feel like all of a sudden you really started to think about what's in my home? What am I sitting on every day? Is this comfortable? Does this look good as my Zoom background? A lot of people really started to rethink their home. One useful tool for this really was augmented reality. It really enables consumers to try before they buy, visualizing what a larger purchase especially would look like in their space. Does Article have plans to incorporate AR technology? And if so, would you still continue to offer your customers a 30-day trial?
We've looked really extensively at AR. Certainly the promise is really huge. The ability to try something in your space before you buy, as you say, is really compelling. What we've found is that there's two shortcomings with our work with AR so far. One is that perhaps it doesn't represent the style of the product exactly how we'd like. As a style-led brand, style is incredibly important to us. So getting the product looking just right is key. And then the second part is just dimensions. As you can imagine, shipping furniture around, making sure it fits in the space is incredibly important. And so returns are a big thing we think about. And anytime a product is bigger or smaller than it seems like it might have been is going to be a trigger for a return. And so for us, making sure the dimensions are correct before we deploy AR is incredibly important too. So once we feel confident we can overcome those two problems, we're almost certainly going to deploy some kind of AR solution. I think in terms of the 30-day customer guarantee, we really see that as a cornerstone of building confidence with customers. So it's unlikely to go anywhere, even if we are able to introduce more tools sort of pre-purchase to help people imagine their space.
Yeah, it's a great point about the dimensions and what you may measure in real life versus what you may see through augmented reality. And that 30-day trial seems like it's been a great customer experience for your customer base. And it's so interesting to think about how a positive customer experience really boosts up repeat purchases and referrals, especially in a very crowded D2C space right now. Can you share more with us on Article's customer experience strategies and more specifically around last mile delivery and how that's increased your business?
Yeah, you could say we're obsessed with the customer experience. We really bake it into everything that we do. And as part of that, we have, in fact, a proprietary score that we use. We call it the Remarkably Better Index. We aim to deliver a remarkably better customer experience. And so this is the way that we measure whether or not we're doing that. And very early on, this identified last mile or final mile as a very, one of the moments of truth in that customer experience. Almost invariably, when things went wrong, it went wrong in that period between, hey, I've decided to purchase the sofa or chair or tables, and when it arrives on the customer premises. So we saw a huge opportunity there to really make that part of the core Article experience. So we really went out and built our own delivery team. It's called the Article Delivery Team. There are Article drivers and helpers wearing Article uniforms, driving Article trucks, and really delivering that continuation of the Article shopping experience in person. And we've seen tremendous success, not only in speeding up delivery, which obviously speed of delivery is incredibly important, but also the quality of that delivery and that experience, the helpfulness, the friendliness. Almost every metric we look at improved with the integration of our own delivery service. So that's an area we're going to continue to invest and grow.
Let's talk about your creative. Your creative is very product focused. Take us through your creative strategy.
Yeah, it's very deliberate. The product, we really want to make the product the hero. When we think about, as you alluded to with AR, really one of the key barriers that consumers have to overcome is imagining our product in their own space. And we find that removing the distraction and making the product the hero of the creative helps people with that experience, removes that distraction of maybe people or pets or other sort of elements of the imagery. Really, we see one of the keys to selling furniture online as being just incredibly good product photography. And so again, made investments there in our own teams and studios and locations in order to shoot that product in such a way. So I think if I had to sum up the sort of creative strategy, it is like make the product the hero of the shop.
Lastly, Duncan, tell us what's next for Article.
We've just launched our 2021 outdoor collection, and that's a huge collection for us. Over the last sort of 2 or 3 years, it's grown exponentially and is now something we really look forward to every year. In fact, our March performance blew us away. We ended up with more than 400% year-over-year growth in the outdoor collection sales. So we're really proud of that. And for the next couple of months, that's really our focus. Beyond that, it's really about how do we build that online experience, which is not only sort of on par with a traditional retail experience, but in fact better. We're convinced that we are able to deliver a superior experience online. And so we're going to continue to double down on tools like AR and other digital tools to help people with that online shopping journey, and also continue to engage the sort of hundreds of thousands of folks that we've introduced to online furniture shopping over the past year who maybe weren't considering it before.
All right. Sounds like there's a lot ahead for you. Duncan, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in to Industry Voices. We'll see you soon. And until then, stay healthy, stay safe. Please wear a mask.
InMobi helps you understand, identify, engage, and acquire your customers. InMobi, driving real connections.